Hey everyone. It's a gorgeous, beautiful day again. Um, as we know, we made a huge upward shift, um, a major shift in empowerment within each, and many of you have been seeing synchronicities and some of the results of your thoughts manifesting in the realities uh, more often than any time before. Not only that, the outward signs and confirmations in your skies and everywhere with that. So, just again, confirming the huge shift that was made. Now, it's a transitional process, again, the ascension. And you know, you can look around here today and we see indications and signs of the great change. However, you don't fully see what we came here to do yet. So we are constantly working upon that and to do this and to bring it into creation. Um, so having said this very quickly, I wish to put a perspective out there for everyone once again, and this is in regards to Australia and what is currently happening there. You know, Many powerful spiritual groups, which are the co-creators, have been called to Australia to create storms, create rain, and to extinguish the fires. But what I need to say again, this needs to be observed as what you would call a false flag attack in the sense that it's diverting all of your creational energy to one area, which, it's beautiful from our hearts and from our compassion uh, for humanity and all. This is what we do. However, I wish for you to entertain the perspective that immense energy from all of the co creators is being diverted to Australia, while other things are occurring in the rest of the world. So, the old tactic, if you will, of any darkness is to say, look over there, nothing to see here. So, the same sort of a tactic. And many of you know, and you're seeing the reports, that the fires were intentionally set, not only in Australia, let's look at California. All of the evidence has been put out there. And let's jump to BC, British Columbia, Canada, a few years ago, where I was at. These fires were intentionally set for the most part. And one of the clear indications of that was the other year in British Columbia, 200 and some lightning strikes in one night with immense rain started 200 and some fires. No, no, no. The odds are absolutely against that, and anyone with common sense would know lightning strikes in British Columbia did not start those fires. So again, these are all old tactics of the darkness, if you will. But having said this, it's only remnants of the darkness that is left, and these are just petty, uh, desperate attempts at preventing what is coming, what is here now, what we have created. So in these great times, again, I suggest uh, we are very quick at manifesting, and each does what resonates with you. However, with Australia, what I suggest is you've created, beautiful storms, a cyclone there. We are all very powerful. However, I wish to say again, you only need to put out an intent towards that. You are very powerful. You're much more powerful today than what you were yesterday. And many of you know this. And with this, what I wish to say again is to just don't have all of your attention uh, directed upon Australia. You can work very quickly and very efficiently. So if it resonates, also know that it was a diversion tactic as well. And when they have all of the creators diverting uh, their intent in one area, again, your focus is taken away from the global scene. And then with sneaky tactics, they will attempt things out of desperation. We've seen it so many times. So just to uh, mention that, and I'll fix up my headband so I look a little bit more presentable. Just joking. Um, so I just put out a very important uh, post for all of the co-creators that it resonates with, and it's about the divine financial system that we have the ability to create. And anyone that has read that post, it should be perfectly clear the reasons why we should be doing this at this time. Create our own system that floods out the old system. So many attempts in various different ways at creating new money and new currencies by groups has been really, it's not been productive. And one of the reasons, even though the sovereign groups have created different forms of currency, they were based on resource. You can look at Bitcoin, which is, and these sort of cryptocurrencies have more of a foundation into the energetics. And with a divine financial system, as creators, we can create access to an unlimited supply of money through the digital ways. The means are already there, and every one of you has some form of a plastic card, which is an access to a digital, unlimited monetary system, and it's energized. So having said this, with uh, the years of uh, trying and attempting to get the RV to come to fruition, but again, the problem with these things, with things like the RV and with the sovereignty groups that have made their own currency, it's based on a tangible, finite resource that is valued by the old monetary system. So you will not be as successful when trying to create something from the old. So to more efficiently do the things, and we can do it, all of us. I know how powerful you are, and also you do. You have seen the amazing feats that we have done, for on as a group, just on my page, what I put out, a few hundred of us take a category 5 hurricane against all odds with our intent to diminish it. And whoa, look, the next day within 24 hours, I give you the report from NOAA, from the National Hurricane Center. Against all odds, the forecasts are saying we don't know what happened. It diminished against all odds to category 4. Well, we all know what happened. We did that together. And there may have only been a couple hundred or maybe 300 that participated in that. And we did that. Also, when we shut down computers just by uh, tracing back to find out where manipulative mind control devices were coming from, we just sent out the intent just to destroy where they were coming from. We did not know. concretely where they were at, but as a result, there were a couple naval bases, a couple army bases, I should say, that were just cut down. Their computers whacked out, and they become under a lockdown, if you will, a sort of lockout. This stuff is very real. These are your powers. So if you're able to just take your thought and hook onto an energetic um, stream of a mind control that's being projected at you and take out the point of origin, this means that you can connect into any energetic system, a system like a digital monetary system. So again, these things can be done. And, I've met many of you, and I see the beauty and I see the magic and I see the power and I feel it and I see your creational powers. And as I mentioned, as one example, a very powerful divine feminine, her on and I on the phone one day, her father instructed me to uh, test her abilities with a storm. I was in a small town. The streets were flooded. There was a huge cloud, another part of the storm coming with intense rain, hit it directly for the town. It was coming from the west to the east, this particular storm. I quickly just said to her, divert the storm. And she said, well, I don't know where you're at, but I'm diverting it southward. As I sat in Betsy watching that storm, as soon as she said that, that storm stopped coming towards the town and began to go southward, missing the town. Now you look at that. That's one individual. How powerful is that? Instantaneously. So not only that, she moved the storm. I witnessed it. I gave testimony to it to all of you. Not only that, when we get done with that, Father sends a message, shut down CERN now. Very quickly, I speak to her. I say, Sonia, the word just come in, shut down CERN now. Sonia did not even know what CERN was. I quickly told her it was a particle accelerator that conducts experiments at bombarding the most minute particles, which begins to deal with creation because everything is creation. But I did not get extensive on that. The order was to shut it down. So Sonia went in very quickly. She said, I'm there. One of her abilities is remote viewing, even though she was thousands of miles away. Instantly, with her mind, she went in there, beginning she said, I'm just tearing out wires. And she said, I don't know what I'm doing, but I just feel to tear out wires. I said, excellent. I have remote viewing abilities as well. I was instructed to join her. So I watched what she had did underneath the panels, had tore all of the wires apart, sparks flying everywhere. And then there were three panels upon the wall. And I believe there was also huge red button at uh, another, let's say, in another area anyway. But to cut it short, I instructed her to tear um, out the wires or shut these switches off, whatever it was. So we did that very quickly, and you know, we never question. I never question what I'm told to do by Father. I knew it was divinely important. But let me say the result of that, we didn't, and that was in June, I believe, or the first part of July, several years ago. So we did that. She did it, and I observed. And about a month later, I met a gentleman, and we just got on the conversation. He said, "Oh, did you hear what happened to CERN about a month ago?" I said, "No, what happened?" He said, "Well, it got shut down." I said, "Oh, why is that?" He said, "It's the craziest thing." He said, "The news release they put out says a weasel chewed the wires off." Well, instantly, I knew that was Sonia. And, I was very happy because we actually had a tangible confirmation. So I was so happy and excited. I got to internet very quickly and I sent that to her. I said, here's proof, of our abilities. And, we got quite a joke off that. She said, I love it, but she said, I don't like them calling me a weasel, as a joke. But these are very real powers. So, I mean, if one can do that, what can many of us do? You know the power of mass meditation. And you also know what you're able to create and what you're able to do. We prevented several wars over the last several years. Things were stopped. It's spiritual groups that did that, many, in the dark. They were unknown, meaning not in the dark. Many were, let's say, in the closet, uh, practicing their huge powers at assisting humanity here. So very powerful at doing things. And I know this, and I'm a powerful creator myself, and I create many things, and they're all good things. So again, know your strengths. What we are in right now, what occurred on December 28th, is the most unprecedented, powerful time of your existence. And again, this is very important. If we sit and just wait for a government to control an RV or prosperity packages, no, it doesn't suffice. Why create something within a system when you have the full ability to create a new system? Why not energize that? We are in times of new creation. Why not go for the ultimate? You are above the reality. You are superhuman and much more. You are divine beings that are sent here to do a divine mission. I am as well. I cannot leave. I tried to leave a few times. I got tired of it, and very quickly Father Stern voice, no, he put me back here, and we all work hard at everything we do in preparing for this time, each one's individual arduous journey, the trials and the tribulations. This, this has not been for nothing. It's not a joke. It's not a phenomenon. It's not humanity evolving into a super consciousness, it's actually occurring for a reason. We are the ones here to create the change. And we create the change from our own power. We do not need to create within the old dark regime and their monetary systems. So we have choices. Do you wish to continue to wait and walk on the street and see someone continuously begging because of the intentional suppression of money and the wealth disparity that is intentionally created by governments when they can quickly, in the blink of an eye, give everyone a free access to whatever we need? And you can't base it, they cannot justify it by basing it on economics. That is totally preposterous and not acceptable. And it's so nonsensical that it's absolutely ridiculous that it's still here in this now. Every bit of economics and what has transpired in the last several years with economics, it's all void. It's been defied. Any reasoning and justice, um, any justification they have of keeping a monetary system finite and based on GDP, GMP, and all these ridiculous things, no, it doesn't hold true. It's torn apart, and it also shows you that the ones that control the money and the elitists, they already access what you could call a QFS. They create the money at will. They don't need to be part of the system. This is the thing, because they have a digital monetary system where they just draw off of it. A digital, unlimited monetary system. So if you're going to energize things like RV that's based on a value on a lower system, they're just going to squash you out. They're just going to devalue what you may get out of it, and things are going to be the same. This is not the way to do it. The way for us to do it is create the system above theirs. And every one of you, every one of us has the ability to do this. You put your intent from your heart into your thought, project it outward, energize your plastic card for unlimited access to money. And very quickly, all this money comes into the system. And what it does, it takes away the control of the money from the ill intent. And then they have no choice but to fully submit and fully pass over the power to the ones that are here to assist humanity, the ones that has humanity's best interest at heart. No more homelessness, no more poverty, sickness very quickly eradicated because a lot of sickness is created by the control of money, where they create the lack, then they create sickness within ones, and also by keeping ones working every day, they also disempowered in that manner as well. So again, we don't need to create things within their system. We have the full ability to create our own. And now it's time to do that. So I put out the post. Anyone that it resonates with and anyone that wishes to support this, I strongly suggest get this to all of our meditation groups, every individual globally, all of us co-creators, and start energizing that intent. Now, also, this is not delusional, it's not fictionist, it's real. Last February, there are ones of you that can attest individually. You are witnesses that in your bank accounts, out of thin air, there came money when you need it, without any trace where it comes from. These are examples of your ability. You are a co-creator. Yes, we can manifest whatever we need for ourselves on an individual basis. I have done that all the time through whatever means we need. But this is not about us. It's not about selfishness, just manifesting for us. You are given these huge divine powers for a reason, and it's not for selfish reasons. It's here as a group, all of us, to assist humanity. So we use your gifts for the good of all. Then, in turn, you create the universal flow that you have everything you need as well. And everyone shares in abundance and prosperity. So again, we don't need to play in an, a finite economic system. Upon the surface, there is enough minerals and what have you that can back a system. But that's still finite because when you look at Gaia, she is finite in this space. She is not finite, she is infinite. However, based on their economics, she is finite. So that makes a finite supply of money, which they control. But by us accessing and connecting into the energetic infinite supply, then there is no limit. There is no debt. All of these things are erased very quickly. So, what do you wish to create? Do you wish to join and put the intent to get this done quick, or do you wish to keep being thrown bones from an RV being installed, prosperity packages being installed by ridiculous um, little blockages from governments and what have you? Or do we just say, no, we're tired of that? No more bones thrown and no more hanging the carrot in front of your nose. No, let's eat the carrot. Let's do it. Enough of this. So I love you all and I thank you all and uh, whew, much peace and lots of winks, and we can do this, everyone. And uh, as we start seeing results, please, I request, share your results openly with everyone else when you see it. Don't hold back. Don't conceal things. Even share some with me so I can get it out to share with the others. So that's what this is all about. When we provide the proof and the testimony concretely, then again, others see this and it changes. If we sit around waiting for governments to do things for us, it's not going to get done. They can do it in the blink of an eye. They have not done it. And nothing needs to be based on any economic policy. That is absolutely primitive. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely not accepted. Thank you. I love you all.